Hello and welcome back. Today we are here at Grenaa airfield, where we actually fly to yesterday. Grenaa by Vidandesign, that is for free at the moment. And then I have got Aalborg, also by Vidandesign. So my plan is actually to fly to Aalborg to demonstrate the airport for you. Let's take our Aalborg aircraft nearly as we left it yesterday and then fly to Aalborg airport. The wind and the weather as such could have been better. As you can see, aircraft is being pushed around here because we have had an increase in the wind, as well as it's raining. So it is more like some fall weather that we got actually here today than late summer weather, but that's how it is. Let's close the doors and get rid of the static elements and get ready here for our main flight. So now let's start up the aircraft, and a thing that I actually noted now that I have not written that that I actually have not seen before, that mainly because rainy weather has not been that present. But if you look at the windshield, the sun shades here, it actually looks a bit odd with the rain, but of course normally you wouldn't use it when it's raining, but it gives a bit of an odd look, but that's it. Let's get the show on the road here so we can start focusing on what is really required here. So let's get some power to the aircraft and such. So let's get the aircraft up and running here. Get some fuel, and now we shouldn't have any problems with the fuel imbalance, as you can see, because we actually do not have that, as I have rectified it from our previous flights. So now it should be all good, and we are going to climb today to around 4,500 feet here on our short trip, and let's get this aircraft started up so we don't use too much of the electricity without actually getting the engine running. So let's get some RPM here. Let's get the engine warmed up, and we can set up the destination here. That is set for Aalborg. There isn't much waypoints as such along the way here, so it would be more or less just an direct up towards Aalborg port. As you can see, we are here at Grenaa, and there's actually Aalborg UR station. And now we can try to set up the frequency for the 80s, so we will get some more information as we get closer to the airport. And it is 47. And we can switch over, and the aircraft should have to recognize it if we set it up for the secondary comm radio. Comm radio microphone there. Okay. So now that's ready. So let's see how the weather report is going to be when we're getting closer to the airport, so we can actually make ourselves ready for the main approach into the airport. And we'll take on the headset here to lower the sound volume a bit here, and we are actually ready. We can push the lighting on here, so we are actually ready for our flight here. So let's just start our taxiing here, and we're going to depart towards the airfield just as we was arriving yesterday in our video from yesterday. And it's a nice airfield, as I was mentioning yesterday. There isn't much here, but again, it's a small local airfield, and that's what this developer actually like to do, those airfields projects, and that was mostly what we saw in the beginning, as well as some smaller islands here from Denmark, and then Billund came, and then some region stuff that the developer also have made. That's great. So that's always nice to see. Within issues. Okay. It is in fact a bit difficult to see what is runway and what might not be as such. Other than you can see a bit of grass that actually is there, and then it seems that it actually ends right here by the end of the trees. So that might be it. And yeah, you also see those small flowers over here. Flowers, that must set, but then could have been nice if it had spread out over main surface, but of course they would remove the grass and then it might not be there as such, so that might explain itself. We set some flaps and getting ready for the departure. It makes it very realistic here because you can't see much out of the window. It's a nice effect that we have this rain effect, and now it starts clearing a bit as we are starting to move, and here we go. Move up to the nose. We can't really see the main airfield down there. From here we go. But you really see how the wind is pushing us around here. Quite bumpy, as you can see. But we're getting a left-hand turn, so we can get back and see the airfield. Okay, can't. I said that's too early. Now we are into this cloud, and then we are just turning our way towards our main flight path here. There we go. Pretty cloudy. You can see. There we go. Hope we soon get out of the clouds here. Because I don't have a weather report here from Grenaa Airfield. As such, we could try to see if we can get any information from here. Oops, I have to maintain that much as well. Broken at 5,500, so we actually need to get up to 5,500 before it breaks through the clouds. So that's quite high, I can say. Even though we should go through it now, but stay it is. Sky condition 557 broken. Visibility 3, rain and wind. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we are now airborne and switching on the autopilot to track our flight path towards Aalborg airfield. And now we get the information. Okay, that was actually a very odd weather report. That it actually says that we should be landing at by the one end of the runway and depart from the other. That's strange because it is both sides, and in fact normally it's the same direction we are departing and landing. So that's a bit odd information that the Aegis give us here. But it is quite bumpy today. It was more comfortable flying yesterday. It was. We can, by the way, try to see if we can climb away from it, but I don't think we actually can. Right now I am using my small way of seeing at which altitude you have this turbulence. Most of it, of course, is wind turbulence that we have right now, because the wind is changing direction that rapidly and but let's see if fast speed could help. I don't actually believe it would, but anyway, it could be nice to get out of those bumps here, because it is very bumpy right now. It can also just be that it will increase the turbulence as we try to climb. So it wouldn't be that nice to be in the aircraft in reality. It wouldn't actually be like that now. It's not very comfortable. But I can't do much about it because we actually have to fly this direction. If you look at the wind, it's coming from around 108 degrees. So it actually gives us some kind of tailwind, cross tailwind, as we can see. But I need to get in this direction here, else we could just fly more straight. So we get more of a tailwind. That would of course help a bit, but again, it would not clear our problem. But it looks much better up here than it actually did when we departed. But sadly, when we get to Aalborg, we are going to land in that messy river. Let's get back to the frequency here.
Aalborg information Romeo.
There we go.
1000 Zulu weather.
Oh.
Wind 170 at 18. Visibility 10. Rain. Sky conditions 900
land
feet.
at
2,900 broken. 5,900 overcast. Temperature 17. Dew point 16.
So that's actually
Altimeter
see that
2956.
when we get up to
Arriving runway 08 left.
170
Departing runway 26 right. Advise on initial contact. You have Romeo.
170. That should be here. Yeah, okay. It's on the edges of which runway, so let's just runway 08.
Aalborg information Romeo. 1000 Zulu weather.
That's the most easy way of arriving, so we can use that. So we can go in and say progress, select an approach, and we want to do an ILS for runway 08, and we are going to fly to Aalborg Power Station, and we could actually activate that now. So now the aircraft would start flying directly to the Aalborg Power Station instead, and that would of course help us a bit more here by the wind factor. But so we should actually be landing at the opposite direction. From my knowledge, because it is a bit odd. Yeah. here. Yeah. We are going to descend now down to around 4,000 feet. As we are getting closer to Aalborg now, the airport I should say, right? And the turbulence seems to clear a bit right now. That's nice. And we have an balanced weight at the moment, 15 in each tank, 15 gallons on each tank, so that's nice. Luckily we got out of that turbulence, because that turbulence was just bizarre. It wasn't that great to fly into. So now we can get down to Aalborg Port. Sadly, the weather is not with us, so we could have a good visual of the airport. I hope it would be just okay to see the airport, but again, feels a bit. But let's see. Now we come down to rain again. Precipitation, as you can see. But as long as it stays this way and it's not hail or something like that, it would be okay. Because hail is not that great for us. But it is very nice to fly in here. Now I'm just keeping the throttle a bit, so we don't get into any troubles with icing or such. As you may never know. And the turbulence is very low now, so it's great. now we can get ourselves ready for our approach here. Around 4 minutes, and we are going to descend further down towards the runway here. It's quite messy down here. And all the way down, according to the report. Try to see if they have updated it.
Aalborg information Romeo. 1000 Zulu weather. Wind 170 at 18. Visibility 10. Rain.
Lowest
Sky conditions
About
900 Q. 2900
miles.
Rover.
That's better than
5900
the 3
overcast.
that we actually got from Grenaa. So the visibility should be better, but still. Okay. We can turn to keep it. Now we can see a bit, but let's see if it keeps that way. Just try to get through the cloud layers here. Yeah. It is actually the opposite direction here, as I was expecting. Just at least 170. Actually, no. That way. Let's see. You'll see now when we actually pass Aalborg, the last station, how it actually is. It's better. Because right now it is about 176. That's close to 180. degrees, and that probably would be landing in this direction here that we are flying at the moment. So let's see here. Now I'm just going to turn manually here. And try to get below here. Try to see. Okay. Oh. There we go. Because from my perspective we should be landing in this direction here, not the other. Use spoilers in order to go slow down even further here. Because if I set this over here for around 100, and so indeed that's our main wind direction at the moment, and that's more or less this direction or the other direction. So that's going to be landing gear here, and then we are going to find that wind, continuously to the wind here. Get ready for our landing here. There we go. Seems pretty nice at the moment. There we go. We are a bit off course here. We are drifting, but we are trying to get back. I've drifted too far out, but we are getting back on track here. And it seems quite okay right now. There. Okay. And then we are going to get the aircraft on the ground here. Here we go. Trying our very best to get the aircraft into the wind. There we go. Oh, drifters. Oh. That's not great. Oh. That wasn't great. No matter what I did, I actually couldn't control the aircraft as it just kept drifting. So we would just have to track the flaps and get it back around here. Just try to gain some altitude, and then we can see a bit of the main terminal here as we are flying towards it. And then we would try once again in just a moment. But we actually got Aalborg Airport, or Airplane 11, right down there. Here we go. more to land here at Aalborg. We're coming in hot. And let's try not to get too far off to the left this time. I'm gonna use the rudder bit here. There we go. A bit low, but nothing that we can't correct. The only challenge from using this perspective here of night, but it is a bit difficult because I can't see what my actual airspeed is, so I'm actually more or less relying on my knowledge from which airspeed we might be at. And here we go again. To do our very best here. Now I'm idling. Try to get the airspeed just there we go, as far down as we possibly can. And I just simply can't. Even I use full deflection. It's just simply impossible to get the aircraft safely down there. That was a bit embarrassing. The wind was simply too strong for our small aircraft. And it's why you should always keep to the limitations of your particular aircraft. That's why we got those limitations. We can try to look at it here. What I could have done perhaps was that I could actually have tried to land with less flaps. Not that it is the right way of doing it, but it could have helped. See how we just tripped and it was actually quite nice, but I tried my very best, but I actually could not get the aircraft straightened up. For some reason it just kept drifting. And first then we actually come back. Another thing that is my limitation here is that I do not have rudder pedals. As perhaps if we were lucky, if I had used differential braking, it could have helped a bit, but I'm not sure that it actually would in this situation here, because the wind actually was just too great. Not that it is too great when we actually landed. It's the crab angle there, because for some reason the aircraft touches down and then it just keeps moving in that direction, like locked on rails, until it gets down to a certain airspeed before I actually got the controls back. So it looks a bit odd. But here we are at Aalborg Airport. So let's get back to the main terminal here at Aalborg Airport. And have a look. I actually can't remember what the maximum crosswind component is for this particular aircraft. And when I say the crosswind, well, it is a bit funny because in the direction that the aircraft actually went off the runway is actually from the direction where the wind is actually coming from. So in reality, it is a bit odd that it did not have an effect for the aircraft start drifting to the right, because the wind is actually coming from the left hand side. Because that would be more what I would have expected, that the aircraft actually would have got off the runway to the right, because I actually would have been pushed to the right. But general aviation parking is to the right, as the sign is stating. Over here we got more the general terminal area of Aalborg. Taxi over here to the main terminal and have a little look at the main airport. And you can see right through the terminal is some kind of transparent. See if we can get inside the main terminal. See if I can see something in here. There we go. So there are a bit of internal modeling here in the project. Oops. Let's try to see if we can. There we go. Can get up here. And some kind of modeling on first floor. And let's get out towards the check-in areas and such. Here we go. Self-check-in area. Do note that I'm not running the highest resolution, so some of it might not be rendered in the highest quality, if that is possible. Let's go in here. There we go. Mine. Okay. Looks quite nice, I would say. It is like being there. we actually should be parking over here about the general aviation, where our trip stops for today. Could be parking here to the right, I probably should, but we just continue over here to see what's over here. I can see some signs here. Let's see what it is. Entering the area, yeah. I guess we get over to the hangars here, and then it would be enough for this little demonstration here. As we would return to this airport for the flights for certain. So let's find our own little nice hangar. I guess we are going to take this on the right hand side with the wide doors. That is going to be my new home. Or should I say my aircraft's new home. That looks to be the right place where I can actually get my small airplane inside. Just seems to fit. But let's first off park here. There we go. Not sure that I can get much closer other than the remote zoom side. No, it's not good. We wanna let this happen. We don't wanna destroy our nice new aircraft that hasn't been flying that many hours. Let's take a look at the log. It's funny enough, here we can see around 7.5 hour running time. So that wouldn't be great if we start damaging the aircraft already. So let's not do that. But there you have it. Switch off the lighting here and get the electricity off, and we have arrived. I hope you enjoyed the flight from Grenaa airfield and here to Aalborg airport, even though the weather wasn't the best for us, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.